Picking the best smartphone is quite difficult. But we listed some of the best smartphones in the market that are priced under $800 and also provide flagship features with their performance, software optimization, camera quality, hardware, build quality, and more. Let's start seeing the best ones. Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus 5G. Galaxy S22 Plus 5G is an amazing flagship by Samsung this year, and this upgrade is surely a great deal. The fresh new design from Samsung is attractive, and the phone gets the more durable Gorilla Glass Victus Plus finish on both front and back. The Armour aluminum frame gives a more premium look, and everything about the touch and feel is awesome in S22 Plus. The display of this phone is a flat 6.6-inch AMOLED with 1080p resolution and support for HDR10+. The fast 120Hz refresh rate is very adaptive, and scrolling and swiping are smoother. Samsung's own One UI 4.1 is good for an interface, and it obviously runs on top of the Android 12 OS. Customization is better and things are more familiar software-wise, but there are certain new updates that feel fresh here and here. What's worthy about the software is that Galaxy S22 Plus will get 4 Android with One UI updates and 5 years of security upgrades. This makes the phone a device for the future. Galaxy S22 Plus runs in one of the 2 chipsets according to your geography. The Exynos 2200 will be used in Europe, and the rest of the world will get the latest Snapdragon Gen 1 built on a 4nm technology. RAM capacity is good at 8GB, and it combines with a 128GB or 256GB of internal storage that cannot be expanded anymore in Galaxy S models. These cameras on S22 Plus is one of the best cameras found on an Android phone. The main rear setup has a 50MP main wide camera with OIS support, and it combines with a 10MP telephoto sensor and the 12MP ultrawide sensor. For selfies, there is a 10MP wide cam up front with the interesting dual video call features and more. Battery size is a little bit of a downgrade, as we just get a 4500 mAh battery, which makes the battery life lesser. The charger support is a clear upgrade from last year, as we get support for 45W fast charging that feels more quick and time-saving. So altogether, we get a bigger, brighter screen, with good battery, software, and chipset in the Galaxy S22 Plus. Apple iPhone 13. We can never skip the latest iPhone 13 from a top 10 list. Apple has released the iPhone 13 with a faster chipset, bigger battery, and better camera to show real upgrades. The design of i13 is very similar to that of last year's iPhone 12, and the only 2 notable changes are the smaller front notch and the diagonal camera setup. The flat Gorilla Glass back and the edgy aluminum frame on the sides give a premium look, and the phone is very good to hold and use. The screen is a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED that comes with the protection of ceramic glass. There is support for HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so media can be consumed at the best quality with great brightness. Biggest highlight on any iPhone is the chipset that comes with it. iPhone 13 uses the latest and fastest Apple A15 Bionic that brings a whole lot of change in performance. You can never get a faster chipset on a smartphone, and the CPU and GPU tests also amaze us. The iPhone 13 will run on iOS 15 out of the box, and we can always update like we do. A 4GB RAM might sound less, but Apple has its own way of working. The storage options start from 128GB, and there are 2 more options of 256 and 512GB. The upgraded dual camera setup will have a 12MP wide sensor and a 12MP ultrawide sensor that come with plenty of features and options to shoot and snap incredible images. Selfies can be shot using the 12MP front cam, and the overall camera performance on this phone is easily the best among all smartphones. This phone has a strong 3240 mAh battery, which is larger when compared to last year's model. Support for fast charging is available, and we can use up to 23W charger, and the MagSafe wireless charging is an additional charging option. So overall, this latest iPhone is a worthy option, and go for it if you can afford it. Asus ROG Phone 5s. The most advanced gaming phone of recent times, the Asus ROG Phone 5s, is our next pick. With a glossy finish on the back, this phone is unique with its design and looks. Gorilla Glass 3 is used and there is the special RGB light panel on the back. This hefty gaming phone has the gaming triggers on the sides made of aluminum, and finally we get an external cooler fan that can be fixed and also used as a stand. The AMOLED display of this phone is 6.78 inches wide and it has a very fast refresh rate of 144 Hz, which is great for everything. The colors and 1200 nits peak brightness makes the screen very eye-catching, and the pressure points on the phone change the screen lights to gaming mode. Otherwise, the screen gets a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus for protection and we get an in-display fingerprint sensor for quick unlocking. Software is not a big change when considering the Asus ROG Phone. The ROG Phone S runs on Android 11 on top of the ROG UI, which is purely dedicated for next-level gaming experience. Plenty of customizable gaming features will surprise you inside the phone, and one of the highlights is the themes that give chills. Snapdragon 888 Plus 5G based on 5nm tech is used for performance, and the device is very smart and fast during all tasks. Another exciting feature is the RAM options that come while buying ROG Phone S. Starting with the 8GB version, this phone comes in 12, 16, and even 18GB RAM variants that complement the performance of the phone. 3 storage options include 128, 256, and 512GB, and no expansion is available. Don't expect anything special from the cameras, as this phone is dedicated for gaming. Main cam is a 64MP wide sensor that combines with a 13MP ultrawide and 5MP macro lens. For a front cam, this phone sports a 24MP cam that does a decent job. Battery is another place where you will be pleased. A massive 6000 mAh battery is used for long-lasting use and heavy gaming, and adding to it is the 65-watt fast charger that shortens the charging sessions. Gaming triggers, external cooler, big battery and good display makes this phone a great gaming device. So gamers, don't miss this. Google Pixel 6 Pro. Google has got the Pixel 6 Pro in this list to stay in the premium smartphone competition. A fresh new beautiful looking design is used in the Pixel 6 Pro. While the front has a curved display, the glass back has a camera bar from left to right, which we have never seen before. This solid phone has an aluminum frame and an IP68 rating marks the resistance of the device. 6.7 inches OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate makes things smooth on screen, and the support for HDR10 Plus combines with an increased 1440 resolution that gives great pictures. Overall performance of the display is no less to that of the latest models from Apple and Samsung, so you can trust the Pixel 6 Pro for its display. Cameras are the biggest strength of 6 Pro. Some say this camera setup is the best among all the current smartphones. The main sensor is a 50MP and the other two are the 48MP telephoto and a 12MP ultra-wide. The camera software has also got an upgrade on this phone along with hardware, so the AI features while snapping and shooting will produce excellent pictures. The front cam is 11MP and it is equally good when compared with other top camera phones. Out of the box, Pixel 6 Pro uses the Android 12 as the software, and the new Material U design is superb to use. We also get a promise of 5 years of security patches, so we can see this phone doing good in the future as well. Google Tensor based on 5nm is the chipset that powers, and this is combined with an octa-core CPU and a Mali G78 GPU for fast and smooth performance of the device. Only one RAM option is what we get on Pixel 6 Pro, and it's the 12GB RAM that combines with either 128, 256, or 512GB UFS internal storage. Finally, coming to the battery, 6 Pro is a little behind compared to its competition. Sporting a reasonable 5000 mAh battery, the life is a bit short and heavy apps consume more battery. 30-watt fast charging is supported and the 23-watt wireless charging is also an option. Considering all the traits of the Google Pixel 6 Pro, the performance is worth the price and you can confidently buy the phone for a good experience. Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G. This phone is a bit of a mix between S-series phones and Samsung's A-series. S21 Fan Edition is a thinner and lighter phone that gets a plastic back with a soft matte finish and an aluminum frame. The phone also gets IP68 ratings and a Gorilla Glass Victus protection on the front. This fan edition sports a full HD AMOLED screen that is 6.4 inches wide with a fast 120Hz refresh rate. Support to HDR10 Plus is great and brightness with sharp colors feels good to the eyes. The performance of the S21 FE is determined by either the Snapdragon Gen 1 chipset, which is international, or the Exynos 100 chipset that comes for specific markets. Although, the Snapdragon is always a better option and things are fast and comfortable with it. Samsung's One UI 4.1 based on Android 12 was first used on this model and the experience is quite fresh. The phone comes out in both 6 and 8 GB RAM variants, and this will combine with either 128 or 256 GB storage that is not expandable like before. The triple camera setup is a familiar one that we have already seen in the S21 model. The main camera is a 12MP wide with OIS support, and the other two cams are the 12MP ultrawide and 8MP telephoto. A 32MP selfie camera is placed up front and its capabilities are really pleasing. Clicks from the rear cam come out great with natural colors, low noise, good details and contrast, so this setup is dependable anytime. Powering this phone is a 4500 mAh non-removable battery that gets a 25W fast charging support and a 15W wireless fast charging. It just takes around 30 minutes to charge half of the battery, and this is quick when compared to many other models. Otherwise, the connectivity features and other sensors are as expected, and the Galaxy S21 FE 5G does not disappoint by any means. Apple iPhone 13 Mini. The mini version of iPhone 13 is very similar to that of last year's iPhone 12 mini. The design is very ideal for one-handed users and its software features are equivalent to the latest iPhone 13 model. Notable changes include a smaller front notch and the diagonal camera setup. Flat Gorilla Glass back and the edgy aluminum frame on the sides give a premium look. The phone has a 5.4-inch Super Retina XDR OLED that comes with the protection of ceramic glass. There is support for HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so media can be consumed at the best quality with great brightness. Biggest highlight on any iPhone is the chipset that comes with it. iPhone 13 mini uses the latest and fastest Apple A15 Bionic that brings a whole lot of change in performance. You can never get a faster chipset on a smartphone, and the CPU and GPU tests also amaze us. The iPhone 13 mini will run on iOS 15 out of the box, and we can always update like we do. A 4GB RAM might sound less, but Apple has its own way of working. The storage options start from 128GB, and there are two more options of 256 and 512GB. The same camera specs found on iPhone 13 is found in the mini model too. There are a couple of 12MP sensors placed diagonally for wide and ultra-wide shots, and the selfie cam is also the same 12MP wide lens. Plenty of features and options to shoot and snap are available in the camera app, and hence the camera performance on this phone is easily the best among all smartphones. The battery capacity is reduced to 2438 mAh because of the phone's size, and its fast charging limit is also only 18W. However, we still get both the wireless charging options, including 15W MagSafe. This is the best phone you can get if you are looking for a compact smartphone, so get one if you are looking for one. Motorola Edge 30 Pro. Motorola Edge 30 Pro comes with water-repellent design and Gorilla Glass on both sides and curved edges that are made of plastic frames. The camera module is a bit unique and good-looking. The large OLED display is 6.7 inches and gets a high refresh rate that feels better than other top-end smartphones. Motorola Edge 30 Pro gets a 50MP main camera, a 50MP wide-angle camera, and a 2MP depth cam. Front on, there is a 60MP selfie cam for video calls and other uses. The cameras are great. Performance is the key in Motorola Edge 30 Pro, as only very few phones do better. The fastest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset is used, and you can really feel the fast nature of the device. Adding to this is the Android 12 and other software features that make this phone more user-friendly and smooth. Two RAM variants, 8GB and 12GB RAM, feel sufficient, and they combine with flexible internal storage that start from 128GB and goes up to 512GB maximum. The phone is powered by a 4800 mAh battery that gets support for 68-watt fast charging. This means you can charge the phone fully in just 30 minutes. There is also an option for 15-watt wireless fast charging for this phone. Overall, this phone can be a great pick if it suits your needs and expectations from a smartphone. OnePlus 10 Pro. OnePlus 10 Pro is similar to last year's 9P, but still, we get a new design and chipset with the 10 Pro. The 10 Pro gets the same display, which is a 6.7-inch AMOLED panel with QHD Plus resolution, and a second-gen LTPO tech with dynamic 120Hz refresh rate is great and is protected using Gorilla Glass Victus. It uses Oxygen OS 12.1 running over Android 12 that we get after OnePlus merged with its sister company Oppo. Powering the OnePlus 10 Pro is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset, and this pairs with the new 3D passive cooling system. Two RAM options include the 8 and 12 GB variants that combine with either 128, 256 or 512 GB internal storage. This camera module is the best with the is a 48MP wide lens that supports OIS and PDAF combined with the 8MP telephone lens and a 50MP ultra-wide lens at the rear. Front cam is a 32MP wide lens that also snaps good selfies and gets nice software options. It has a huge 5000 mAh battery is used, and it supports up to 80-watt fast charging with wireless charging option too. Altogether, OnePlus 10 Pro is the best of OnePlus mobiles, and you can trust this phone for its excellent battery design, OS, camera, and stylish design. ZTE Nubia Red Magic 7 Pro. Nubia Red Magic 7 Pro is a great value for money, superb gaming performance. It has a glass front and back. The design is interesting as it gets a built-in cooling fan and an aviation aluminum middle frame. Pressure-sensitive zones are included, and they are pretty handy while playing games. Screen is a 6.8-inch AMOLED that has a good 120Hz refresh rate and 1080p Full HD resolution for bright colors. Games and videos are great to view with the whole display, and adding to it is the 387 ppi density. Nubia Red Magic 7 Pro uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset with Android 12 OS on top of the Red Magic 5 UI that feels more friendly for gaming settings and more. RAM capacity options are 8, 12, 16 GB, that combine with all storage options starting from 128 GB to 1 TB. The triple camera setup on the back has a 64MP wide sensor, combines with a 8MP ultrawide and a 2MP macro that do a decent job. On the front, a 16MP camera is placed under the display, and it does a satisfactory job, though not excellent. This phone has got a strong 5000 mAh battery, supporting for 65-watt fast charging. Overall, the gaming features, fast chipset, and useful hardware like the cooling fan and triggers make Red Magic a very good gaming phone. Ulefone Armour 11T 5G. Ulefone Armour 11T 5G is an interesting option if you are looking for a strong, rugged, and a performing phone. The back is made of aluminum and rubber. This hefty octagonal device weighs just under 300 grams, with an IP69 rating and the best resistance score in all drop tests. The screen size is only 6.1 inches wide. The IPS LCD screen gets a Gorilla Glass protection, and it is very tough to get the screen damaged because of the build. Performance of Armour 11T 5G is determined by the Dimensity 800 chipset and Mali G57 GPU that make everything smooth and fast. Android 11 is the OS running on this phone with lots of features. Next, the RAM capacity stands at 8 GB, and this combines with an adequate 256 GB UFS storage. The unique camera module of Armour 11T 5G is called the Penta camera system. It has a 48MP main wide cam, which is accompanied by a FLIR thermal camera, a 20MP night vision, and a 13MP ultra-wide camera that produce great pictures. For a selfie cam, you get a 16MP front cam placed in a teardrop notch under the oleophobic screen. Powering this brick is a large 5200 mAh battery that gets support for 18-watt fast charging with wireless charging option too. Ulefone Armour 11T 5G can be a worthy buy for its strong build, excellent performance, and unique camera setup, so grab it if you are impressed with its features.